Hello and welcome to Assessment Assistant Part 8. Yes, and I'll probably have 10 total parts here. But let's jump into exactly what we're doing here. So I've actually got the application running. Remember that I've entered one program. I've actually got, this is it being executed, and I'm going to bring it over just so you can see how I did this. And remember I'd entered one major just through the database. But what I'll show you is how to do this. I created a details link. In that details link, I've got the program information, and note that this shows a list of academic courses associated with the program, which I, by the way, entered by hand in the database, and program outcomes. And if you recall the model, there was a many-to-one relationship with academic courses and program outcomes. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to show you how I created this page. So this page itself is going to be how I'm going to create a page where I've got those links built in. So first thing let's do is close this and let's bring the code over to here. I want to show you the model just one time so you can see it. But remember, the model was an N-to-1 between program outcomes and academic program, and an N-to-1 between academic courses and academic program. So many-to-one relationships. And we did that before in a previous, watch it, if you kind of know how it works. Now, I created this details page. And what I'm going to show you is how in the details page, I put in those parts for the program courses, the associated courses, and the program outcomes. So first thing is that the details page has a single academic program. One academic program, multiple academic courses, multiple program outcomes. So I have to create the instantiation of those two different objects. And remember that they are going to be an academic course and a program outcome. That's the type of object they are. They're models. It's a class, academic course, program outcome, called academic courses and program outcomes. Then this is my controller. On the get async, I first load up the academic program. If I don't find it, I get rid of it. I've already shown how to do that, not going over it again. Now, I did the loading of the academic courses and the programs as explicit loading. There are multiple ways to load this information, but it doesn't load automatically. Now, if you looked at the model, you'll note that an academic program does contain a list of program outcomes and academic courses. That's part of it. But if you look over here, excuse me, you'll see that I need to load them. So the first thing I do is I take the declared academic courses and I set it up to be a new list of these courses, and then I load it. Now, remember, when I'm loading this, I'm going to load it from the context. Okay, remember the database context. Let's go back over there real quickly. And, oops, not the snapshot. I hit the wrong one. Let's get fat fingers here, or fat mouse. Remember that I've got these built into the application DB context. Okay? Now, let's close that back and close the snapshot and go back over to this details. So the context has academic courses. And I'm going to go and load the academic courses where the academic program ID is equal to the academic program ID of the course is equal to the academic program ID that is loaded. Remember, that's the foreign key constraint between the courses and the program is the academic program ID. So I'm going to load the courses where those two match. And if something gets loaded, I'm going to go through each course in the model and add it to the instantiated class academic courses, right? Because I said I've got a place to put those academic courses. It's right here. So basically, I'm saying I'm going to go to the database, get all the academic courses that belong to a program, and then add them to this object, academic courses, so that I can display them. Then I'm going to turn around and do exactly the same thing with the programs. I've instantiated program outcome. I go up here. I go ahead and I get the academic program outcomes. I go ahead and get the program outcomes where the academic program ID matches the academic program ID of the academic program that we're looking at on the page, right? That's the foreign key constraint, again, between program outcomes and the academic program ID. Two situations, too many to one relationships. Now, if I did get some of them, I'm going to go ahead and put those into the object that I instantiated up here, that I declared up here, and that I instantiated right here. Whoops, sorry, right here. See, program outcomes. Then at the end, I'm going to return the page. Then, over here in the page itself, I'm going to construct the loop to show them. So, first thing I do is I show the academic program. So I show the title, okay, and I show the program description. Now, program title comes out really bad because I haven't declared that in my, or I haven't actually told it what the title, what I want it to show. I can fix that easily. Anyway, but down here is the important part for this part. I am going to go through, first, I'm going to display the table header, but the big work is right here. I go through, if I've got academic courses, they're not null, I'm going to go through each of those academic courses in the model, okay, and I'm going to go ahead and display the course, I'm going to display the course title here, so I actually display the course title, and I create an edit and a details, which link with the academic course ID and the academic course ID, because what I want is, if you click on the edit or you click on the details, it's going to go ahead to a page where you can edit the academic course ID, or you can look at the details of the academic course ID. Now, I also put a link down here to create a new course associated with the academic program. That would be a create. Now, note that I haven't created these yet. See the ASP page, ASP page, ASP page. I think I've created the academic, let me look here. I have created academic course, and I have got a details, but I do not have an edit. Nope, I don't have an edit. I got an edit for an academic program, but I don't have an edit for an academic course. Basically, I need to fill in the blanks, which means, but it doesn't matter because I'm planning on doing that. I can put the link there. So note that this is some razor, okay, where I'm going to display each of those course titles. I'm going to loop through to do it, and I'm going to have a link for edit and details. And then I'm going to do exactly the same thing down here for the program outcomes, where I put a header. I go ahead, and remember, I could put this header as just a header. I don't have to use razor here. I can do like here, I just said, I put the text statement, okay? In this case, I have it as a razor. I'll probably not do that. I'll probably take this out and change it. But remember, it's all HTML to me, right? All HTML to me. In this case, the razor is just looking up some HTML that it's going to put from server side. The loop, however, is not just all HTML to me. The loop is, I've got to first to see if there's any program outcomes, and then I'm going to loop through every single program outcome in the list of program outcomes and put some information, and I put in an edit and a details link for each of those program outcomes. So as you see, it's not that difficult to make a nice details page that gives you the ability to zoom in on something that is in a many-to-one relationship in a database. And that's important because the logic of the interface should be logical. You have an academic program. You know that an academic program has multiple courses associated with it. Has multiple outcomes associated with it. That's the logic. Okay, doesn't matter if you know that logic or not because you're familiar with program outcomes. But any situation where you've got many-to-one relationship, you can apply this. So let me go back one last time backwards again and pull up the page so you can see it again in action so that this will all hopefully make sense inside your head. So let's first, now notice I have not put any security or any filtering for users on this yet. That will happen. Okay, that's another lot, and that's probably going to be 10 because I like to add that as I go through. And but first I want to have it functional. So I go to the details of the academic program. I now have the ability to edit it, go back to the program list, but more important, I've got the ability to see associated courses for the academic program with an edit and details link, and adding more courses to the academic program, and program outcomes for an academic program with an edit and a details and an actual link to go ahead and add another outcome. Remember, like in the program outcome case, none of these go anywhere because I haven't created those pages yet. So there is that. Anyway, hopefully this was useful in some practical manner of how I make this whole thing work, because we want it to work well. Thank you very much. Good programming.